been a while since Event 5, but here's a look at the standings before Event 6. The Violet Skies hold a 1-point lead over the Zaptastics and a 7-point lead over third place Tallgrass Prairies. Anything can happen. Let's move to the next event. The sixth event is speed skating. Our testing teams, the Killer Kiwis and Peachy Keen, will show you how it's done. Marbles teams of 4 will race down the course 5 laps. And whichever team finishes first moves on. There will be bias because there is not an even amount, and you see Peachy Keen's 4th marble way off pace. That is definitely going to hurt them. But the 3rd place marble is the one that counts. And right there, the Killer Kiwis win. Here's a look at our setup. It'll be first place versus last place. And then the first heat in this case will be 10th versus 11th place in the overall standings. So, we have Comet Crew and Minty Madness, the Yellow Jackets and the Valley Dashers. We have the Balls of Play-Doh and the Clearies, Imagination Land and Wisp of Darkness, Storm Chasers and the Soap Bubbles, Olive Orbs and the Pixie Crew, Valiant Vanillas and the Royal Rollers, Tallgrass Prairies and the Musketeers, Zaptastics and the Desert Dashers, and Violet Skies and the Red Riots. Alright, so our first group up will be the Comet Crew versus Minty Madness. Alright, here we go. Comet Crew on top, Minty Madness on bottom, and they're off. Minty Madness off to a slow start, but they're already starting. Oh, never mind. No, they're not picking up ground. Comet Crew getting away quickly. Will they be able to hold it the whole time? Minty Madness is almost lapped at this point already. Not doing well in this competition. Comet Crew have lapped the Minty Madness and will cruise to an easy victory. Minty Madness not even close, still have a lap to go. And that will be a very slow time. The Comet Crew will move on to round 2, and they'll either be facing the Valley Dashers or the Yellow Jackets, who are our next match. Valley Dashers up top, Yellow Jackets on the bottom. Let's see what they can do. And it's a good start from both teams. Both teams are going to be starting out pretty much the same. I think Valley Dasher's 3rd marble is a little bit ahead. Now the whole team is ahead of the Yellow Jackets. Let's see if the Yellow Jackets will have time to catch up. It looks like their front 3 might. They have a chance, but they're losing time. Valley Dashers very close together, and they will win just barely over the Yellow Jackets, whose 4th marble is just now finishing. So our first round of round 2 will be Comet Crew and Valley Dashers. Now we move on to Heat 3, which is Balls of Play-Doh and the Clearies on top, Balls of Play-Doh on the bottom, and they're off. And it looks like a pretty even start. Balls of Play-Doh are pulling ahead. Clearies. Oh, they're picking up speed fast. Will the Balls of Play-Doh have enough of a lead to keep it going? Balls of Play-Doh still about a quarter of a lap ahead. Clearies losing touch. Balls of Play-Doh are going to cruise to a victory ahead of the Clearies. Alright, Balls of Play-Doh won, and they move on to round 2. And they'll be versing Heat 4's winner. Will that be Imagination Land or Wisp of Darkness? Alright, Imagination Land up top, Wisp of Darkness on the bottom, and they're off. Imagination Land, a good start for them, but Wisp of Darkness, we're starting to catch back up. Imagination Land have gotten it back together and are cruising ahead. Wisp of Darkness, their last marble has gotten lapped. Luckily, it is just the top 3 marbles that count. Imagination Land should have an easy win here. What happened to their 3rd marble? It looks like Wisp of Darkness, they have 2 marbles up there that didn't even finish. Imagination Land, a good win there. They're sitting down in 14th in the standings, and they need some points. Round 5, we have Storm Chasers and Soap Bubbles. Storm Chasers up top, Soap Bubbles on the bottom, and they're off. Oh! Storm Chasers, their back 3 marbles had a terrible start. And Soap Bubbles are way out in the lead now. This should be an easy victory. And Soap Bubbles, their pace is blistering compared to everybody else's. They might come away from round 1 with the fastest time so far, and it will be. Congratulations to the Soap Bubbles. And the Storm Chasers still going. Luckily, their whole team does stay together all the way to the end, but a disastrous run from the Storm Chasers. Olive Orbs versus the Pixie Crew. Olive Orbs up top, Pixie Crew on bottom, and they're off. Olive Orbs, they're both off to a strong lead. Pixie Crew has the lead for now, but Olive Orbs, this is going to be a close race, and Olive Orbs have passed the entire Pixie Crew team. Now Pixie Crew has to play catch up, and it looks like they're trying to, but Olive Orbs, very solid. Will they knock out a top 5 team this early in the event? Yes, they will. Olive Orbs, congratulations to them. They will move on to face the Soap Bubbles. Next up, we have the Royal Rollers and the Valiant Vanillas. Vanillas up top, Royal Rollers on the bottom. And they're off. Both teams hesitated at the start. Royal Rollers, great first corner. And they are now just barely ahead of the Valiant Vanillas. Valiant Vanillas are catching back up. This is going to be close. Royal Rollers, oh my goodness, this is going to be a close race. Royal Rollers, I think they do have the lead. Yes, they do around the corner, but Valiant Vanillas are faster through the straights. Valiant Vanillas have the lead now, and Valiant Vanillas are going to come to a victory. That was so close. Great effort at the end of the course for the Valiant Vanillas, and now our third place team is up. The Tallgrass Prairies versus the 18th place team, the Musketeers. Tallgrass Prairies 60 points, Musketeers 16 points. Let's see how they do here. And they're off. Tallgrass Prairies had a better start, but Musketeers keeping it closer together. Oh, Tallgrass Prairies, great first lap. Musketeers are lagging behind. Tallgrass Prairies looking to do well and hopefully jump to the top of the standings after this event. And they're about half a lap ahead of the Musketeers, and they will get an easy victory here and head on to round 2. Musketeers, a good job. That'll be an interesting matchup for round 2. We have the 4th place team, Valiant Vanillas, versus the 3rd place team, Tallgrass Prairies. Alright, next up we have the Zaptastics and the Desert Dashers, 2nd and 19th place respectively. Let's see if the Desert Dashers can pull off an upset. And they're off. Zaptastics, we're out to an early lead, but now the Desert Dashers have it through the first turn. Desert Dashers still have it, but the Zaptastics slowly closing in. Will the Desert Dashers have enough to finish this course smoothly? So far, it's a yes. Zaptastics starting to lose ground. There's only 1 lap left. And the Desert Dashers will pull the upset. Zaptastics are out. Huge upset for the Zaptastics there, but the Desert Dashers will be getting points. Alright, next up, we have the Violet Skies and the Red Riots. The Red Riots are trying to do the same thing the Desert Dashers did and throw off the number 1 team. Can they do it? And they're off. Violet Skies looks to be out into the lead, but now the Red Riots have it. Slow around the first corner are the Violet Skies, just like the Zaptastics were. Red Riots still holding a slight lead, and it's only growing. The Violet Skies have lost touch, and the Red Riots will cruise to a victory. That wasn't even close. Here are the winning teams from round 1 and the losing teams from round 1. These teams, the rest of their rounds will be done on camera, while these teams will not. Alright, and we're going to do those first. Alright, so here are the results of the bottom half. The Pixie Crew were best of the rest and won 11th place. Then it's Cleary's, Violet Skies, Royal Rollers, Yellow Jackets, Musketeers, Minty Madness, Zaptastics, Storm Chasers, and in last place, the Wisps of Darkness. Alright, so now that that's out of the way, we can focus on our top 10 matches. And our first group is Comet Crew and Valley Dashers. Comet Crew on the top, Valley Dashers on the bottom. Here they go. And it's a good start from both teams. Let's see who will be the strongest for lap 1. And it is the Valley Dashers. They have a slight lead. Remember, it's only 3 marbles. Comet Crew is coming back. Valley Dashers' 4th marble was behind, now catches back up. And now their lead is starting to grow. Valley Dashers will be able to hold on for 1 more lap. Here comes the Comet Crew. The Valley Dashers will get the win. I did forget to mention that there are 2 buys that they are fighting for. The buy, for the winner, is whoever wins, whoever has the most dominant win over the other team will get a buy into the next round because there will be an odd number. And for the losing side, whoever has the closest loss will get the buy on the losing side. Alright, So for our second match, we have Balls of Play-Doh and Imagination Land. Balls of Play-Doh at top, Imagination Land on the bottom. Here they go. Again, strong starts for both teams. Imagination Land slightly ahead right now. Here comes Balls of Play-Doh though. They are faster around the corners while Imagination Land's going to be doing better on the straights. It's going to be a close race. Balls of Play-Doh still in the lead. Will Imagination Land have enough to catch back up? Looking like probably not, and the Balls of Play-Doh will get a slight victory over Imagination Land. Congratulations to the Balls of Play-Doh. They'll be facing Valley Dashers as long as Valley Dashers doesn't get the bye. They are currently in the lead for that bye. And on the bottom, Imagination Land are in the lead for their bye. Alright, round number 3, we have the Soap Bubbles and the Olive Orbs on the top, Soap Bubbles on the bottom, and they're off. It looks like the Soap Bubbles had a better start. The Olive Orbs are holding very close. Soap Bubbles and Olive Orbs, they're almost equal. Soap Bubbles slightly ahead. The Olive Orbs are right there though. Will they be able to catch up? They have 2 laps left to do it. And the Soap Bubbles extending their lead. The Olive Orbs are losing time. And the Soap Bubbles get the victory over the Olive Orbs. And in the battle for the buys, it is still the Valley Dashers and Imagination Land. Next up, we have the Valiant Vanillas and the Tallgrass Prairies. Tallgrass Prairies on the top, Valiant Vanillas on the bottom, and they're off. It looks like Tallgrass Prairies get a better start, but Valiant Vanillas, they are not going to give up without a fight. They are 4th place in the standings. Tallgrass Prairies is 3rd. Looks like the gap is not growing or shrinking. Valiant Vanilla is starting to catch up a little bit, but will they have enough time? Remember, it's the 3rd marble that counts, and it is not going to be enough time. Tallgrass Prairies get the victory over Valiant Vanillas, but Valiant Vanillas will secure the bye for the losers so far. Desert Dashers up top, Red Riots on the bottom, and they're off. 2 teams at the bottom of the standings, both would love great finishes here. They're going to be happy with top 10s, but it looks like Red Riots in the lead. They are in 20th place in the standings. This will be a great points haul for them. They're 6 points behind the Desert Dashers, who are 19th in the standings. Red Riots is looking good for them, and they will move on. And it will be an easy victory, but it is not enough to get a veto. Just realized I've been using buy and veto interchangeably, but in this case it means the same thing. Our buys go to the Valley Dashers at the top and the Imagination Land at the bottom. Here is a look at our battles for the next round. It'll be the Soap Bubbles versus the Balls of Play-Doh and the Red Riots versus the Tallgrass Prairies. And at the bottom, we have the Comet Crew versus Desert Dashers and Olive Orbs versus Valiant Vanillas. Same rules apply. Both buys are up for grabs once again. And this buy only lasts for 1 round, so Imagination Land and Valley Dashers will be competing in the next round. Our first matchup, Soap Bubbles and Balls of Play-Doh on the winning side. And they're off. Looks like Balls of Play-Doh have a little bit of a lead right now over the Soap Bubbles. Soap Bubbles seem to be closing back. Will they be able to catch back up? They're faster on the straights. Balls of Play-Doh are holding their own on the turns though. Oh my goodness, here they come, Soap Bubbles. Will they be able to turn this around? It's going to be so close, but the Balls of Play-Doh will get the next matchup on the winning side. We have the Tallgrass Prairies and the Red Riots. And they're off. Oh, Red Riots off to a poor start, but they are already back in it. Tallgrass Prairies. What can they say? They're extending their lead. Here come the Red Riots. They're not going to give up. Tallgrass Prairies. Little bit ahead. Red Riots are closing that gap ever so slightly, but they're running out of time. And the Tallgrass Prairies will get the victory over the Red Riots. Alright, the buy up top was between the Balls of Play-Doh and the Tallgrass Prairies. And who got the biggest victory? It was the Tallgrass Prairies. So the Tallgrass Prairies get a bye, and in their place will be the Valley Dashers. So here we have our next lineup for the top half. This is for the top 5 spots. Tallgrass Prairies will be facing whoever wins the top 2 match, so they are guaranteed a podium at this point. Alright, Soap Bubbles and Red Riots, they'll be battling for 4th and 5th. And now we move to the bottom. Alright, next up we have Comet Crew and Desert Dashers. Comet Crew up top, Desert Dashers on the bottom. They're off. Comet Crew had a better start, but Desert Dashers were already back in it. They actually took the lead for a second. Here come the Comet Crew back though. Comet Crew starting to extend their lead now. Desert Dashers need to get something going here. They'll be so happy with a top 10 finish, especially with their performances prior to this. But it's not going to be enough. Comet Crew will get the victory. Alright, next up, Olive Orbs versus Valiant Vanillas. Olive Orbs up top, Valiant Vanillas on the bottom, and they're off. Olive Orbs on the top. Valiant Vanillas in the lead on the bottom, though. Olive Orbs have pulled themselves together, and they're now streaking ahead. Will it be enough to get a veto? Right now, the gap is closing. Valiant Vanilla is trying so desperately. If they're gonna lose with pride. It will not be enough for a veto, but the Olive Orbs do move on. Alright, on the bottom now. The veto goes to the Comet Crew. So Imagination Land will be taking their place against the Olive Orbs. Comet Crew guaranteed a top 8 finish. Alright, and now here are our final matchups for the next round. On top, we have Balls of Play-Doh versus Valley Dashers. Tall Grass Prairies are on a veto. Then we have Soap Bubbles versus the Red Riots. And then we have Imagination Land versus Olive Orbs. Comet Crew have a veto. And for our 2 bottom finishers, we have Desert Dashers and Valiant Vanillas, who will be our first match. Desert Dashers up top, Valiant Vanillas on the bottom, and they're off. Desert Dashers, they really need to get something going here in the championship. Valiant Vanilla sitting in 4th. They would be great with a 9th place finish here. Lots of points up for grabs there. And they are currently in the lead ahead of Desert Dashers by a landslide. Desert Dashers, they are so tired. They do not have enough. And the Valiant Violence will be getting 9th place. Now we move up to the battle for 6th place. There's 2 rounds to be done here. We have Imagination Land and the Olive Orbs. That is the first one. And then the winner of that will be going against the Comet Crew for 6th place. Alright, Imagination Land and Olive Orbs, they're off. Whoever loses this will be getting 8th place. Olive Orbs in the lead right now. Imagination Land trying their best to catch back up, but Olive Orbs doing everything they can to not let that happen. Olive Orbs, their top 3 are doing what they can. Their back one doesn't really matter in this event, but it's still far behind. Not really what you want to do. You want to keep as much mass as you can up front. And they do come together and they finish together, and that will be a solid moving on for Olive Orbs. Imagination Land, that's the end of the road for them. 8th place is all they can manage. The bad thing of not having a veto, the next round is already up. Olive Orbs do not get a breather. Now they have to beat Comet Crew to get 6th place. Olive Orbs, 16th place. Comet Crew in 10th place. Points will benefit the both of them, and they're off. Olive Orbs in the lead once again. Can they fend off another purple team? Comet Crew trying their best to keep up, but they're slightly behind. Olive Orbs, can they do it? Comet Crew starting to lose ground. They're spreading out and then closing back up. That is not what you want to do. Olive Orbs, it works for them though, and they will get 6th place. Comet Crew will settle for 7th, but that is still points for them. Alright, our final regular match is between Soap Bubbles and the Red Riots for 4th place, and they're off. Ooh, little hesitation there from the Soap Bubbles, and Red Riots capitalize on that and take the lead. Soap Bubbles right back on track, and they now have the lead. Red Riots need to get their 3rd marble up there, but now the whole Soap Bubble team is ahead. Red Riots coming right back. Will they be able to pass them up? No! Soap Bubble is faster on the straights. And the Red Riots will just miss out, but they will get a top 5 finish, which should dramatically help them up the standing. Who would have thought that we would have an all-green podium? I certainly didn't. Alright, anyways. Our 3rd place match is between the Balls of Play-Doh and the Valley Dashers. The Tall Grass Prairies are on a bye until the next race. Alright, Balls of Play-Doh up top, Valley Dashers on the bottom, and they're off. This would be a great points haul for Valley Dashers. They're sitting in 5th place in the standings right now. And they really want to challenge Violet Skies for the win here. It's very close between the two teams. Balls of Play-Doh have a slight lead, but here come the Valley Dashers. It's going to be really close, but the Balls of Play-Doh get it. Tallgrass Prairies, they're looking very good to jump to the top. Balls of Play-Doh, they don't have any time to rest after their win against the Valley Dashers. This is for the win here. Who will get first in speed skating? 3, 2, 1, and they're off. Balls of Play-Doh up top. Oh, they have the lead, but now Tallgrass Prairie is pulling away. Will they be able to hold on all the way through, though? It's a long race. Tallgrass Prairie is only extending their lead. Also, Play-Doh are probably really tired from getting to this point. They've had to do a lot of races. And Tallgrass Prairie will add another medal to their collection. What an event! 20th place, Whisper Darkness. Then it's Storm Chasers, Zaptastics, Minty Madness, Musketeers, Yellow Jackets, Royal Rollers, Violet Skies, Clearies, Pixie Crew, Desert Dashers, Valiant Vanilla, Imagination Land, Comet Crew, Olive Orbs, Red Riots. Then we have, Soap Bubbles in 4th. In 3rd place, we have the Valley Dashers. In 2nd place, we have the Balls of Play-Doh, and our winner is none other than our 3rd placer, Tallgrass Prairies. Let's see what this does to the overall standings. After event 6, here are the standings. The Tallgrass Prairies jumped 2 spots into 1st place and now have a 16-point lead over now 2nd placers Violet Skies. Other medalists, Valley Dashers, who got the bronze medal, move up 4 places into 5th place. And the Balls of Play-Doh, our silver medalists, move up 5 places into 8th place. Red Riots do finally get off the bottom spot, while Musketeers enter the bottom spot. Alright, that's it for now. See you in event 7.